So the question there, got half a Bitcoin, which big props to you for that, but 10 ETH. So what's an Ethereum worth nowadays? 2 grand, 3 grand. So it's 30 grand. So he's probably got a combined Bitcoin there pretty much. But he's wondering, I want to eventually convert that into 100% Bitcoin. Would you rip off the band or slowly convert it? So I think anybody who watches the show on the regular knows what I'm going to say here. But you want to be converting that Ethereum to Bitcoin yesterday for a couple of reasons. The first one is that with Bitcoin, just think logically here. With Bitcoin and Ethereum, one of those crypto assets, as you'd call them, has a fixed supply. One of those crypto assets has all of the biggest institutions in the world, all the companies in the world looking into Bitcoin right now, starting to do some research on Bitcoin. And eventually in the next couple of years, all of those companies and institutions are going to be holding some Bitcoin. That's the one with the fixed supply. That's the one with the demand. So even though the Ethereum price could go up in fiat over the next couple of years, it's going to continue going down in relation to Bitcoin, just like every other asset on Earth. Simply because Bitcoin is it's a scarce asset with a fixed supply. And so when you have something like that, the whole world is going to be, everything's going to be repriced in Bitcoin for that reason. And if you think about Ethereum, there's no fixed supply. There's no supply schedule at all. It's controlled by a small group of people. It's the worst altcoin I think that there is. The only reason why you'd hold Ethereum is if you're actually going to use it. If you're using other tokens and you need Ethereum as the gas to move those coins around, that's the only reason you would hold Ethereum. It's not an investment. It's not a money. It's just a bunch of bullshit, essentially. And don't get me wrong, it does have some use. It's just not a great use. So unless you need to use it for something, unless there's some utility in your life with Ethereum, get rid of it yesterday. Exchange it for Bitcoin, especially today after we saw a nice little dip here in the Bitcoin price. Today would be the best time to do that. Plus, you have to consider that one of those crypto assets is a security and one of them is a commodity. And you have to understand the differences there, not only in terms of like the tax implications for that, but in terms of the liquidity for it. Liquidity is going to be a big one, because if Gensler and the SEC and whoever else decides that they want to deem all of these securities and go after these exchanges for selling these unregistered securities, then all of a sudden the liquidity dries up, not only in Ethereum, but all the other altcoins as well. And we don't know when that's going to happen. People like to think that they know when and what is going to happen in the future, but things just happen without us. We just wake up one day and get news. That's how it happens. And a lot of people are going to be in a lot of trouble there. And I don't love talking about Ethereum this much because it seems like a waste of time. But at the same time, I do think that there could be some people who watch this show who do still hold Ethereum, who don't actually use the Ethereum. And the best thing that they can be doing right now is exchanging that for Bitcoin. Every asset you have, I think right now, you should be slowly making a plan and a strategy to convert that into Bitcoin, because nothing else has any value. Unless you need something, there's not a better investment than Bitcoin right now. There's not. I mean, you need a car to go to work. That's a good investment. You need a house, you need a roof over your head. That's a good investment. You want some good quality food in your belly for your health. That's a good investment. You want a new set of weights and a weight rack downstairs. That's an investment. But in terms of like anything else outside of the things that you actually need, there's nothing else that compares to Bitcoin right now. So regardless of where you are, regardless of where your capital is, you should be slowly making a plan to convert all those other assets into Bitcoin, especially Ethereum. Ninja says, Jor, have you seen that the contract between US and the Saudi Arabia has ended? They will no longer sell oil with USD. Huge news. Absolutely massive news. The fact that the petrodollar, the Saudis have cut ties with